Peace and love, family. Peace and love. My goodness, we're gonna have some fun tonight. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Um, y'all already know this is Mikael, Ezekiel, aka the Holistic Jedi. Today we have come again to teach you some high-level health information that is reliable, so that you can get the clarity that you need to take the steps that you need to take to live the life that you want to live. Y'all, I don't know, you guys know me, I'm rarely on time for a live. Today I came on time, today I'm prepared because we're going to have a stellar live. You definitely do not want to miss the discussion that I'm getting ready to have with my big brother, my teacher. It's one of these things, Dr. Inky. It's one thing for you to look at people, right? Imagine you looking at, I don't know who your teacher is. For those of you who remember the Dr. Delbert Blair, for those of you who remember the Phil Valentine that is still with us, for those of you who remember the Jewel Pookrum, for those of you who remember the Dr. Ben, the Dr. Clark, for those of you who remember some of the greatest orators and teachers of our time, it's one thing for you to just see them, right? It's another thing for you to then speak with them. And then it's another thing for them to say, you know what? I rocks with you. I see what you do, and let's get it. So when I'm telling you I'm introducing you guys to a super genius, I want you guys to know, even though I'm very well studied and I've spent at least 13 years studying this information, there are people that have studied this for 15, for 20, for 30 years. Yes, I've been able to help people reverse HIV, high blood pressure, diabetes, herpes successfully. But then there's other geniuses that have been able to help people regrow organs. There's other geniuses that have been able to help people reverse lupus. There are other people that know this information very well, and on many levels even more than me. And this year, I'm going to be introducing you guys to all of them. Because the goal for this year, and the goal that I've had for everyone that's watching, I want you to be so clear about how your body works and how to give it what it needs that you are never confused again. There's no more listening to someone and, oh God, now eggs are now this is an alkaline, or this is acid, or, oh no, I shouldn't be eating that. Oh no, that's toxic. You don't have to deal with that anymore. Family, listen, every single disease known to man, most of them, some of them are genetics now. Those take a lot more work, but every disease known to man has a remedy. Nature, there is nothing in this universe that exists as one thing. Everything is polarity. So when you have a problem, there's automatically a solution. And the in-between is you being able to understand how this stuff works. When you understand how you work, y'all, you're no longer confused. You're no longer thinking, oh, I need to do this. No. You can see. Right? So, listen, y'all. Let me go ahead and invite Dr. Inky to the live. Oh, snap. He just walked in the building, y'all. He just walked in the building. Y'all, for all of you who have questions, I need you to direct your questions to the community. It's 13 community. On any post I have, you'll get the link, or you click the link in the bio. That's where you ask your questions. But tonight, y'all got to listen, man. Oh my goodness. Let me cool down a little bit. Yes, sir. Well, this ain't the old show, man. We gotta drop the bombs. We gotta bring out the trumpets. This shit is epic.
Man, this been
Brother.
so long. This been so long in the making. How about we start off with that?
So, let me tell y'all a story, right? 'Cause this is the best way. Let me tell y'all a story. Courtesy of Georgia State, I'm from the Caribbean. My accent to jump in and out because it depends on which archetype I'm pulling from. But courtesy of Georgia State, I had 2 so-called irreversible STDs. And on my journey to learning how to heal myself, everybody, Dr. Sebi was hot shit. He was going everywhere. He was going around swinging his cane, going to every city when he was making his rounds. And I was on the Dr. Sebi diet. In doing his diet and disappearing, because you really can't eat anything, I disappeared. I took my herbs in looking for a better way. Even though I got the results, but as I got the results and I blew my shit open, I was like, oh shit, I just reversed herpes and genital warts. I said, how do I do this more effectively? And in the journey of finding out how to do this more effectively, I found the GOAT. I found Dr. Yeah. I found Joe Pokrum. I found Laila Africa. I found the Houthi Mount Ra. I found a lot of people. But there was one person that undisputably was just spitting that fire shit, man. And it wasn't just once. It was over and over and over and over. It's like an episode of Dragon Ball Z gone crazy, right? He just kept on dropping it. And so I am honored. Y'all have no idea. I used to listen to this man. I've listened to this man so much, I became a little version of him. Like
a
big
version.
I'm gonna say big version, but really, like, with everything, with how I articulate, with how I want to accept people for who they are. But then on I always say the negative, because everything is positive and negative, everything is polarity. But even with the pettiness, like, I just can't see stupid stuff and let it slide, right? But I'm learning, and with what you guys are gonna get in this conversation, this is stuff that you can't find in books, because this is stuff that is only going to exist once the books are rewritten with the information that makes sense. All of the stuff, like how you've said many times, right? All of the books that are written in a way to where you'll never understand any of the shit that's happening, because it's not even accurate to its own definitions. It's insane. So, Enki, I think I did a decent job of introducing you.
Man,
I think
that was a hell of an introduction. That might have been the best introduction I ever had. That's pretty good introduction.
Man, see, we're gonna get into all of that, because you really are the smoothie king. But here's, I think, where I wanted to start off with this high level health talk is, you've lived through all the different eras of how the health has evolved, right? And in seeing how these things have evolved, man, you're looking at how the territory has grown, and now everybody, since Dr. Sebi died, and he was out on these streets like a Kappa in college, all of his offsprings.
He was stepping.
But he got 6 planets in Scorpio, man. He couldn't even help himself.
He was stepping.
Right. Look, but ever since everyone got a hold of this alkaline and being able to just buy herbs and package shit, it's an insane amount of people that have just
problem.
So I know that when we spoke, and that's always been your message too, man. Let's create clarity. Let's learn, let's define these words together, so when I say green, we can agree that it's green, like on your screen. When we say it's orange like in the background. Not orange is purple, green is red, and we're arguing about nothing.
Facts.
When at the end of the day, all we need to do is get people the info, and they're gonna learn how to heal themselves, because now they know how their body works.
And let me add this.
Talk to me, big bro.
Today is the 19th. I believe it was less than 72 hours ago that they just had the big boy meeting, in Davos for disease X. So the 100 millionaires and the billionaires are preparing for disease X, and I'm not going to say anything more. Forget the algorithms, the flag out of shit and all that. But I'm just saying the video is on YouTube right now, so that everybody could go watch this video. It's called Disease X, and just type in Disease X and Davos, DAVOS. And it's about a 45-minute long video where they're talking to you about what's coming. So it's a lot more important than you guys think for us to have these high-level health talks, because if we don't, when shit hits the fan, everybody's running around panicking, and then, you know, mad cussing folks out because the herbs can't come fast enough. Like, I ordered my shit. Where's the herbs? Oh, whoa, relax.
No, bro.
I told you niggas to stockpile. Stockpile your herbs in advance.
Look. Everyone's gonna be running to elderberry. Let me get some elderberry, and let me get some sea moss. You know, so it's like, and what I try to tell people, what you always reinforce, bruh. Hydration, oxygenation, movement, and last but certainly not least, light.
Come on.
So we gotta have these conversations. So everyone, I tell people all the time, man, herbs is fourth and fifth. Herbs they're good, and if we think about them on the deepest levels, then they're an anchor to keep you consistent with the lifestyle activities. Because you're not gonna buy a herb and not drink water, because if you do that, you're not getting what you need. Your body's not going to process it correctly because you're dehydrated, right? So man, I think right now, I mean, it's been a perfect time, and you know what we're working on. We want to make sure that everybody gets the facts. That way, you understand if shit hits the fan. You know what you start doing? You find a way to sweat. You find a way to pump your lymph. You find a way to increase the temperature of your environment so your immune system can respond the way it needs to. So, y'all, where we gonna start off first? I think we had an itinerary.
Well, we could pick up right there. I mean, every one of your cells in your body has at least, on average, give or take 60,000 different enzymes. And enzymes, their activity is controlled by your body's, the energy flowing through your body. The energy flowing through your body is given to you as an average of what it should be at the 98.6 degrees or whatever. So the temperature is really a measure of the activity in all of your cells. The movement is what converts potential energy to kinetic. That reading is what gives you your full body temperature. Now, the reason why your temperature goes up, you need that little fever, is because if you're getting sick, you need that immune system to kick. You need more activity. More heat translates to more enzyme activity. So yeah, so you start in that space, and then, you know, you get the magic of antibody production and all of that good stuff there. You know.
So you see what y'all just picked up on. I don't know if you got lost. I lost what he just said, but if temperature determines enzyme activity, then the temperature that you are in determines the kind of foods that you need to be eating.
Facts.
Period. If you are in different environments, you can't just pick up on what my favorite testicle eater Paul Saladino is telling you to go ahead and eat organs. That might not be what you need based off your genetics and based off your lifestyle and based off of your environment. You can't do that. Yeah. And on the flip side, someone who's just as influential, you know, my good brother, I love, I'm not going to use names, but my good brother who tells everybody to eat fruits all the time. Eat your fruits, eat fruits, take herbs. You can't just do that, man. You cannot. Because if you're going to just eat fruits, you're missing the other component. You're missing the nutrients that your body needs based upon the big three. Remember the big three, fam. Environment, lifestyle, and genetics, or like Inky like to say, haplotype, right? So family, if remember remember that you can't just say,
Give
I'm a.
him that big three one more time. Give him that big three one more time.
You're right.
I like that.
You're right. You're right.
I like that.
Environment, lifestyle, and the genetics that you inherited from your people that eat specific foods, so that your body knows it has a database of how to break that food down.
And typically, I want to add that I think it goes in that order. So not only is that the big three, but I think you can keep it like that. Yeah, I like that.
Thank you, Sensei.
Environment, then lifestyle.
Because that's how it works. So, what does that look like? What I tell people all the time, man. Are you in? You know, right now I'm kind of like on a set because I need the lighting to be a certain way. But did you guys know, even when it's a cloudy day, you still need to go outside, because there's more light outside there that's going to feed and direct your cells than being inside of a house? Inky. Give him some drizzle on. Let's give him some drizzle right quick on what they can do. It's wintertime. It's wintertime right now. What can they do indoors to make it so that their light quality is better indoors?
Ooh, I would definitely invest some money into some better light bulbs.
Boom.
Switch
Boom.
those light bulbs out.
That UVB, right?
Get the UVB light bulbs. Yep. It depends on how you have your room set up, but typically you want to get the best of it by having at least 2 light bulbs. Like if you got a 2-bulb fixture, UVB and then a full spectrum would be a good combination. Try as best as you can. I know people got different budgets and stuff like that, but try as best as you can to stay away from those money-saving, energy-saving light bulbs. I know y'all like, wait, what did this nigga just say? Mess up my light bill?
Hey, look.
You can save money or you can save your life. You can't do both. So if you get the cheaper light bulbs, if you get them cheaper light bulbs, the reason why those light bulbs are able to save energy and money is because they removed the red part of the spectrum from the bulb, so you get almost 100% blue light from energy saving light bulbs. Now they run less on your bill, but they're gonna run heavier on your biochemistry A stores. That's right. And your vitamin A stores is gonna determine how much fibrosis and plaque builds in your heart and in your pancreas. So
just immediately, if you can't switch to UVB bulbs, then at least try to get some of them old school incandescent bulbs.
Come on.
That's really what it comes down to. But never do you want the fluorescent. You know, you don't want the LED.
No.
You don't want those, because those are the upgrade that the people in billions and multi-billions, they know, hey, you know what? I own the petrochemical pipeline. I want to make sure that these people can reinvest. I can keep them in my funnel, in my loop. So they go from one thing to the other thing to the other thing. So most of the innovation that we get in most of the products are just another step along the business plan to make some sort of benefit at the cost of your health, right? Just period. You know, what's another thing? What we got in the light spectrum? After that, after environment, we have lifestyle. Inky, let the people know. I know what I would say, and I think they know what I would say too. But I want them to hear from you. What's the single most powerful thing that you can do in your lifestyle? The single most powerful thing that you can do. If it came from the top, the most important, what would you say, Inky?
Like the most important one thing to be healthier?
No. Well, I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, well, a car can't run with 3 wheels, man. You know, you're gonna need 4 wheels, so you need this, that, and the third. But if we were to single out the top, the most important one that is gonna, outside of light, because we determine light, light is everything. Shout out to Pukram, one love, mama. But after light, what would be next?
Water.
Water?
Water.
I thought you were gonna say breathing, man. If I'm honest, I thought you were gonna say breathing.
Water.
So you think water beyond over breathing? Talk to me, man. You're gonna have to break that down.
Well, you got to remember, breathing is a part of water, but water is not a part of breathing.
Breathing is a part of water, yes, because this is less dense water. This is less dense.
Right. And the water molecule is oxygen and hydrogen. And a part of cellular respiration is you separate that. So at the end result of the electron transport chain, those oxygen molecules separate from the hydrogen molecules, and the hydrogen powers the ATPase pump to produce the ATP gradients, or to keep the FO motor turning. But the oxygen is there as a receptor at the end for the carbon, and the oxygen then combines with the carbon to make CO2, so your body can get rid of the carbon. So the carbon is.
There's two things that come to mind.
Go ahead.
There's two things that come to mind as you just said that, and there's two things. This is a high level health talk, so we ain't holding nothing back. We're putting everything on the table.
Yeah.
So inside my database, two things. There's a Hilton Hotema book. It's called Man's Miraculous Powers.
Let me stop right there. Listen, if y'all never heard of that name before, I'm not going to tell y'all that everything in those books is accurate. Those books are extremely old.
Yes.
But if you don't know who he's talking about, you ain't spent enough time in the studio yet. You ain't been. I just got to make that disclaimer right there. Like when if I'm talking to somebody that tell me they're a student, they on the path, they on there, and I happen to mention, oh, have you ever read anything by him? And they, huh? Oh, okay.
Yeah. You just know. You just like.
Yeah, you just start.
That's the kind of people that I want to be able to. That's why I'm putting the library. I have a library building inside the free community where I literally put all his books. I put all of his book. I'm putting some of the heavy guys. But there's something in his book where he mentioned, and this ties into a real experience I had. He mentioned there are people that experience what I defined as suspended animation. Like, they're people that didn't need to eat or drink. Now, I know we're getting into some quantum shit, Yeah. There are people that didn't need to eat or drink, yet their body was able to just sustain themselves on just breathing, right? So that's one of the things that pops into my head. And then the other thing that pops into my head is, well, I could hear Dr. Key Love, I could hear Dr. Key Love's flow where he would say, you can go. Let me see if I can catch his way. You can go 4 days. You can only go 4 minutes without breathing, but if you go 4 days without water, and then you can go 4 months without food. So the breath is life. Y'all know Dr. George Love. Then you won't get it, but he's another elder that I really love and appreciate his consistency and what he teaches. But so
that's because we don't store oxygen.
You're right. We just displace that mug.
Yeah, we get rid of it. So we need to keep bringing it in. Whereas our body has mad water. Our body is made of mad water. So we can go through a couple cycles of respiration and not really need new water. And our body will try to keep recycling the old water. So that's how people go for months and months and months and months being dehydrated. But they don't know that after a certain amount of time being dehydrated, your body's going to start to recycle that lymphatic fluid that's dirty. And so this is a lot of times where people will start to develop, like little plaques and lesions all around on their brain, because the cerebral spinal fluid is partially made from the lymphatic fluid, which has to stay clean and pure for that.
You're right.
When you start getting that dirty poop, urine looking lymphatic fluid That's, that's,
You know,
it's going to start putting plaque on the heart and on the brain.
when I did the Mastermind Wellness course, I did the breath first and water right after. I really wanted to do them both as one, but you gotta fragment to just hyper focus so that it could connect to the next one. But yeah, man, that's absolute.
But no, the breath, though, but no. But the breath it's nothing to, the breath is a science in and of itself, because the breath is the gateway to you being able to take control of your subconscious. So a lot of people don't know that you can take control of that part of your nervous system that people relate to the subconscious mind. You know what I'm saying? And you do that through the breath.
So
because you can change your
for
your brain waves and go ahead. Yeah.
I'm gonna make this simple. So when we said environment, we're referring to temperature, we're referring to light, we're referring to air quality, we're referring to electromagnetic radiation. When we're referring to lifestyle, we're referring to how it is that you, like, when you speak, what energy are you speaking from? When people speak to you, how are you internalizing those emotions? How are you, do you go to the, are you walking? Are you sitting down in a chair for most of the day? We're talking about the different elements in your lifestyle that you do on a day-to-day basis. And with your genes, we're talking about your DNA, what you've inherited, how your organs are used to functioning based upon the blueprint that you got from your mother and your father, they got from their parents, and they got from their parents. So just for clarity, I know, some people are at different levels, so I want to make sure that it's crystal clear. All right. So, all right, we were just talking about the water. You were just doing the drip on the breathing. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Like,
And then here's the thing: as time goes by, we start to find out more stuff. So there's one time where the science was just how do I explain? The science was just experimentation and result. You didn't have a whole bunch of technology like we do now to verify certain things. So it was observation, experimentation. If you got a repeatable result, then you had something to share.
Yeah.
And from that space is where you develop the Marshall systems of understanding the breath and what certain breathing patterns can do for your strength levels, your emotional control, etc.
Yep.
Time goes by. Now we can add the technology in, and one of the most craziest important articles of all time, for everybody that has not checked it out yet, it's called Spontaneous Chemiluminescence of Human Breath. And it tells the, it just documents the fact that your breath carries light. Your breath carries light. And if you want a separate reference for it, you could just look at the behavior of incoming light into the atmosphere and how that light is absorbed by the atmosphere. And it'll tell you there, the oxygen molecules are absorbing the light and the UV and all this kind of stuff. So when you breathe it in, you're also breathing in light. And when you breathe out, you're also breathing out light, like a fire.
Everything is bioluminescent, even the things that are so-called invisible.
Fact.
Even the 99.9% empty space in your cell. They can, they say it's empty space, but they know it's not no damn empty space. It's scalar energy, chi, orgone, prana, pyramid energy. Like, shout out to Double Blair.
Well, look, when you got, now the next level is when oxygen atoms collide, they create magnetic fields.
So let me lay down a little stairs for people, man, because I know some people probably got it, but you just spoke on such a level. Everything is light, fam, right? Because everything that you see exists on the visible spectrum of light. So when even the things you can't see, because remember, right? I think KT said this first, if the visible spectrum of light, I'm about to say, if we compare the visible spectrum of light to a football field, if we compare it to all the spectrums of light as a football field, the visible spectrum of light is a tic-tac. Yeah, exactly. The tic-tac. So when we're dealing with anything we can see, smell, taste, or touch, understand that it is all light, which is why in the Bible, what he say? In the beginning, God said, let there be light. And then light created everything else that we see. So I'm sure with that link, for those of y'all in the community, I'm gonna make sure I get that link and I post it for y'all so that y'all can begin to read it and understand. But y'all, everything is light. All right, everything is light. Right? If it's light, then it's electric. Y'all remember that? You all remember this cipher? I know I did this in the course, but I've said this many times. If it's electric, it's magnetic. If it's magnetic, it operates in magnetic waves, which give you what? Specific, unique sounds, which give you what? Very unique shapes that create nice geometrical patterns or designs, and designed to know function. Shout out to Phil Valentine, right? Different functions give you different things. The only difference between an oxygen molecule and a gold particle is the different number of electrons. So a little sciencey, but if you really pay attention to what we just said, if you really understood this, your whole perspective on health changes, because now you understand it isn't just what I'm eating and what I'm drinking. It isn't just ELFs. You have to consider the colors that you see, smells that you're smelling. You have to consider everything. This is why you have to learn to improve daily. If you see some insalubrious, if you see some unhealthy stuff that you're doing, focus on what you can control. Don't focus on what you can't control. If you focus on the things that weigh most, and we were just discussing it, the light spectrum that you find yourself in, the quality of water that you drink, and breathing. Look, y'all, the way I helped that lady heal from HIV was from her obsessively. She had no choice. She was like, if I don't get rid of HIV, I'm fucked. I quit my job. In England. I'm in Dubai, and I'm in this bitch. So she was like, what do I got to do? I said, I want you to go as long on a wall sit and as long as a plank as you can. She said, bet. 1 month later, the lady was doing an 8-minute wall sit, brother. 90-degree angle, doing this. 8-minute plank. Brother, her immune system was so charged, the nocebo effect or placebo effect of HIV ceased to even read. 2 times. So if we can do that with just breathing, and she did her water intake, she did do some clean eating, but she was still eating fish and she was still drinking red wine. But we could go there at a different time. If we can do that, y'all, with just breathing and water intake and just relatively clean eating, imagine what we can do if we just got rid of all the chaos and confusion, all the rules and stipulations from alkaline, Mother Nature made it, or all fruits, or eat testicles. Like, get all that shit out. Get all of that shit out of your head. Clear your head of all the junk, because all of that back and forth in your head is making it so you're confused and you never have clarity. And without clarity, you cannot be consistent because you're doubting the actions that you're taking. There's internal resistance. So you might be taking a herb or taking a breath, but you're not getting the full benefit of that because you're at war internally with your own beliefs, that you're allowing people that don't know what the hell they're talking about to pitch their seeds.
Listen. Wait, listen. See, let me tell you what you're touching on.
Talk to me, big bro.
And I want to go back for a second to the water and the oxygen with the wall sitting the plank, right?
Oh,
so don't let me forget that part.
I'm not. I'm gonna hold on.
What you just touched on just now was the other side of the placebo effect that people may not pay attention to. We all know that the placebo effect is real.
For sure.
Now, again, technology has come with the advances. We know that your thoughts alone affect your antibody. So it's not, so the placebo effect is not like magical. It's how you feel and how you think being translated into the activity of your antibodies, immunoglobulins and all of this blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
blah,
yeah.
Right. But people never thought about the placebo effect making them sick. Like, people know that there's you can heal yourself with the placebo effect, but what they didn't also know is that you can kill yourself with the placebo effect as well. So the same way as believing I'm getting better actually starts to make you better at some point, believing that this shit's not working will also
You can negate the benefits with your own belief.
That's a fact.
Hey, you know what you just opened the door wide to? The fact that, I was talking with Big Sis Nico the other day, and she was like, there are two type of people. There's the vegan who eats a piece of who's vegan for 5 years, and they'll eat a piece of meat and they'll land in the hospital. They'll be in the hospital immediately. And then there's the plant-based vegan that their mom cooks up this nice red snapper, brown stew red snapper, and they just
What's wrong with this thing?
and they yam that thing down, and guess what? They cool.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happens. You know what happened? That person's belief of the food being extremely toxic was so set that when the cells got that bite of food, they didn't even eat the whole food, fam. They just put it in their mouth. Their whole body, they're dying by their own mind.
That's a fact.
How much sense does that make, family? How much sense does it make for you to be right now terrified of turmeric? Terrified because someone told you it's acid. Or terrified of eggplant.
Pause. What just happened?
Or terrified of any food that's that's so-called acid. It's insane. Now I tell this story all the time, Inky. My grandma Lee, who was from Mississippi, who went up the Underground Railroad to Ohio to live in Lincoln Heights, right? She would eat her grits. She would eat her chitlins. She would eat, but every morning she would wake up. Very often she would wake up and eat oatmeal and banana. But she lived to 100 years of age, man. With 12, after having 12 children. But
that's that consistency too.
Bro, she ate whatever she wanted to eat. My grandfather also lived to I'll say 99, because they didn't know how old he really was, because they took him late to get his birth certificate. You know how it was back in the day in the islands. It was very different. Most children were born outside of the hospital, right? So any which way, my grandfather, half of my family is Spanish. He ate arroz con pollo, habichuela, beefsteak, corned beef.
Come on.
He ate white rice, beans, and meat. He woke up every day. You know what Spanish people drink in the morning? You know what we drink in the morning? Café. Give me some of that. Give me some of that coffee with that pet milk in it. Right? From young. He didn't die of no heart attack. He lived. I mean, what did he eventually? He passed in his sleep. But we probably know it was like a stroke or something. But it was $99. You know what? Here's the shit I want to discuss, Nikki. I've been trying to find a raw food advocate that has lived over the age of 100.
You gotta chill. You gotta chill, bro. See, listen, this is the part right here where he's telling you he inherited my BS. See, is he likes to start shit. He's a troublemaker.
No, man.
Woo!
We have to talk to these conversations because I want people to begin to understand, like how you and I do. Food.
Balance.
It's about food balance, but even so, like how you used to say icky vision, right? You gotta be able to see, like Neo. You gotta be able to see through what the food is. Is my food carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen mostly, with different variations of that, or does it have more nitrogen so my body can get amino acids from it to keep this muscles rebuilding? I want to build muscle. I want my arm to be strong. Well, guess what my body's going to look for in my foods? More nitrogen.
And people get this. Wait a minute. Before you go, because some people is like, well, I'm not interested in building muscle. For those people, I would add, remember, your heart is a muscle. Your brain is a muscle. And the number 1 and number 2 killers are heart and brain disease. So if you kind of stick around a little bit, you might want to revisit that idea of not building muscle, because the heart and brain are muscles. The liver is a muscle. Your kidneys are muscles. So there are muscles that you have to continue to build your life, or you will not have your life. Like, it's a trade-off.
Listen. You just, and that's one of I'm gonna just bridge into what you just said. People look at building muscles externally. They look at external exercises, but they never look at internal exercises. Like, that is where, like, it's one thing to work the skeletal muscle. It's another thing to tone the cardiac muscle and the smooth muscle, fam. That's why when I'll work out, and when I work out, I'm working out hard. I'm making sure my form is good, and then I'm making sure I sprint so that I can activate those muscle fibers. But in the interim, I'm moving real slow. I'm breathing. I'm feeling, because you have to be balanced. And I'm gonna say, when we haven't brought Lester Lovings up to the front yet, but that's gonna be a wonderful conversation. We should probably
you just gave them the cheapest, smoothest Qigong instruction of all time. I did Qigong like 2-3 years, and literally that's what our instructor said every morning.
What he said?
Slow. That's moving. It's feeling.
Look,
homeboy was mad strong. His wife was beautiful, but initially, I'm a guy out the Bronx, and I'm seeing this big black guy. He's talking about slow moving and embracing the feeling and the energy. I'm like, yo, this is a little zesty. But
look,
I can't hold you. Like 3 classes in, it was other stuff going on.
Exactly.
That I was just like, oh, this is crazy. I could see how I could become that guy,
brother,
after 5 or 10 years of this type of practice. You go
ahead and take a little microdose and mix it in before your morning qigong. Watch what happens.
Come on.
It's a different story. It's a different story, and that's why I think, because my strength is, I'm pretty strong for my size, and what I started doing, man, is because there's certain songs that would invoke a certain type of power in me, and I'm gonna just say it plain. I'm not gonna be filtered. When I'm in the gym, I listen to music that I would make love to. So it's like I'm in the gym making love, but it's like a feeling that comes over me, because it's not just carnal love. It's deep notebook type of love. right?
Let me tell you, we call it worship.
Worship.
How you worship, how you worship your ancestors.
It's a deep reverence. So when I'm in there and I'm feeling it, and I mix that with my pre-workout microdose mix, y'all, it's a feeling. It's like my muscles are tense, but at the same time they're relaxed. It's a weird feeling, man. And ever since I started doing that, I don't have, before I get little aches and pain, I don't have none of that shit. None of it. Maybe the qigong and me doing more stretching and me inverting. I think the inversion machine is one of those things.
Oh no, the inversion table is amazing.
Oh my
Come on.
gosh.
Classic. Classic. You treat yourself to one of those, everybody. So if you get $150, $200, you get your nice, good, decent table.
Like
get back a thing.
I don't play. I got that on the Amazon affiliate page, boy. You better. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. That thing slapping.
Yo, I done had probably about 4 or 5 of them. I wear them out. You know what I'm saying? Them joints is the truth. People be looking at me like I'm crazy with this stuff in my house, though.
Look,
they might come over to the crib. I'm hanging upside down. They're like, bro.
Let me tell
my
brothers something, especially my brothers who, you guys use sex or masturbation as a form of stress relief. So naturally, when you release, it ain't the white thickness it should be. It's a little watered down. For those of you who want to do semen retention, where Inky went? All right, for those of you who want to do semen retention, by inverting the body, it makes it that much easier, because all the energy from the top, from the bottom that starts bubbling down there, and it makes you feel like, you really want to, now you can turn it upside down, and all the blood and all the hormones are going to come down to your head. That's going to help get the nutrients up there. So if you guys want to grow your hair faster or whatever, your hair is going to grow faster. And overall, it's like taking a cold shower. I don't know if you guys ever use that tactic. If you ever needed to just cool yourself down because you're too hot, then you take a cold shower. The inversion does the same thing, right? It's called the inversion machine. No worry, fam. I'm gonna post all the tools that I'm talking about here. I put on my Amazon affiliate link page. Y'all gonna be able to get it. The exact one that I got. It's an inversion table. Yeah, man. I'm trying to figure out what happened. Hold on. Get back in here. All right, let's go. Yeah. So you back in the mix. I don't know what happened, but we good.
Somebody was calling, and I don't know. I don't know what happened either.
I got you, man.
But hold on, before we get off, let me say this, as I wanted to go back to the success you had.
Oh yes.
With the sister, and so, damn, I got a book around here somewhere. Anyway, and I think it's Melanin vs. Diabetes, book number 3.
Yeah.
Right. I talk about how the muscles inside, like the muscle power, is partially or like mostly produced by water. So it just was crazy how we segued from water and breath to the story of you doing the planks and the wall sits, the calisthenics, because what's happening is nothing but water and breath, because those are isometric holds. Isometric holds, what you do with your body. So we spend a lot of time concentrating on isometrics. Like that's a really powerful, whole universe of exercise that nobody really uses except martial artists nowadays.
Yeah.
But isometrics is the best for allowing the slow tissues to develop. Because the problem with a lot of exercises is that it focuses just on the muscle tissue, but the muscle tissue has to pull on like the tendons and the joints for movement. Yeah. And the tendons and the joints, those tissues recover maybe 10 times as slow as muscle. So because you're building muscle power 10 times as fast, the strength of the muscle gets so uncouple from the tension that the tendons and the joints can handle, you start to get into injuries. So if you can do isolated exercises that build pressure in those spaces without the excess force, you start to get a more balanced body, and now the joints and the bones can catch up to the muscle. But
did y'all just catch what he just said? He just taught everybody how to avoid injury with the simple fact that the tendons that the muscles have to pull on recover slower. That's why you always need to do movements to move it so that you can get more oxygen into those joints, more flexibility into those joints, so that you never tear it.
And then the key too is because people are learning about protein and amino acid from, like bodybuilders.
You're laughing.
For the last 50 years, niggas only really know about BCAAs, branched chain amino acids, and branched chain amino acids.
Valine, leucine, isoleucine.
Yeah, that's not what you need to build those other tissues. So if you guys thinking, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and have a workout and then boom, don't worry about it because I know I'm gonna make sure I take care of my joints because I'm gonna just have extra protein. That's not gonna get it because you need a totally different type. Those branched chain amino acids is going to have a, they're gonna help the muscles recover, but you got to put in the proline and the glycine and those things that help the collagen, because the collagen is what's going to become all those other tissues. I definitely just see Victor tap into the building.
He's starting that stuff, man. Oh my goodness. But I love him. Let's just send love to Victor, man. Oh my goodness.
So the collagen is important for those tissues. The collagen is important for all of those tissues, and a lot of times people don't remember that. There's a whole nother type of tissue in the body called fascia, which is where the hydration and the electricity and all of that stuff really matters. And now
you're going too deep. You open up.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, we got more conversations coming. We got more conversations.
I think fascia deserves a whole conversation on its own. But you know what I want? And I want to cover, how is it in Iron Shirt Qigong? How do these people do Iron Shirt Qigong? And for those of you who don't know what that is, that's a form of martial arts where the martial artists develop a skill where they're able to take blows and they're able to lay on a bed of needles.
Yeah, it's a form of Dim Mak. So Dim Mak was the first part that was created. Dim Mak was the iron fist, right?
Yeah.
And so they basically learn how to turn the hands into like
weapons,
rock. You know what I'm saying? So you hit a person,
I'm your student,
and you kill a person.
Slaw.
Yeah.
Wolf Slaw.
Yeah. So the Dim Mak, to defend against the Dim Mak, now they had to come with iron shirt, iron chest, so they had to start to toughen the body parts up against guys that was learning these one punch, one kill techniques.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. The Dim Mak shit is crazy. I did Dim Mak training for probably about 2 years, and then I started, like, the nerves in my hands and stuff. So I just fell back off it.
I got you.
But I think it's serious. Like, a lot of martial artists that go to that full extent, they'll even go as far as to remove some of the nerves from their hands so that they can work with them on a whole nother level. These guys be dangerous. This guy's walking around here. It's dangerous.
Bruh, look, I got an elder. His name is Baratuna. You probably gonna meet him one day. He was the one that had the herbs that was marinating for 18 years. Brother, he taught me to do 3 push-ups. He said, push-ups here on my fingertips, and push-ups on these 2 knuckles. That man's hand, he'll slap the skin off of you, man. His hands are just so friggin', you know, like them construction workers' hands.
Yeah.
You know, them monstrous, just looking fingers, man. He does, and he does. Interestingly enough, and I'm gonna just give this to you, just so you can put it in your database. He does a breathing technique every morning where he's training, where he's breathing in a sequence while visualizing certain colors and numbers simultaneously. And real talk, I've seen he can literally go like this. He can go like this, and if something you can literally feel it, like a heat coming off right there, like you don't want to touch
Bro.
it. Like if a fire or something goes
Bro,
there.
let me tell you, my sensei, right? One day I didn't know that I was playing myself. Let me start off with that. I didn't know that I was playing myself.
Hey, good comeback, by the way.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I didn't know that I was playing myself because at the time, I didn't fully understand the significance of the different types of textures of uniforms and what the different colors of the uniforms meant. I just thought in my limited understanding that the belts, the color of the belt was everything, and the way you tied your belt was everything. I didn't know that there was significance to the material of the suit and the color of the suit and all that. So me being lazy and you know, having a bunch of children I'm raising by myself. I got a whole school at the time. You know, this is when I had the school in Detroit. So I got all these little 8-year-olds to 13-year-olds. Like I had a whole like 30, 40 kids. Like, so I'm like, yo, I don't have time to be taking home 5 jujitsu suits plus mine and washing these joints every single night after training. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get us some of those like sweat wicking shirts and all that. And when it's jujitsu time, we're going to put those on up under there. And then I'm going to get us some black jujitsu outfits instead of these white ones. And so that way, you know, I can get at least a whole week up out of this suit before I have to hit laundry with this joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my first day, I'm excited when these joints come in. And my sensei like, that's what we doing today? I was like, I'm pointing to me like, he like, yeah, that's how you want us to approach it? I'm like, I don't know what you mean. He like, who told you you had permission to do that? I was like, well, now I'm in idiot mode. Like, I'm like, I just, cause see, I got the children, and then, you know, so when I was trying to just save this laundry time, and so, you know, he's like, don't worry about it. I was like, well, no. I still have my other suit right there. I can just put on the white one, and we just, you know, he was like, no. You already have touched the mat with that outfit on. So now we have to engage that way. So he did some shit. I swear to God, he did some shit with his hands, and he put all that energy right in the center of my chest. And in front of my children and all my students, I went 45 yards. I went like 15 to 20 yards flying backwards through the air, hit the ground and kept rolling like another 10, 15 yards, bro. Mind you,
What
this
is
nigga is like 60 years,
that?
bro. He's like 60 years old at the time. And when I asked him, I was like, so you gonna show me how to do that now? He said, no, you put that suit on, that means you already know how to do that. And you already know how to defend against that. So since you put that suit on and you stepped on this floor, and you a high level energy man. You the master energy now. So
that's old school savagery. He's like,
straight savagery.
Don't fuck with the ritual. That's what he said. Don't fuck with the tradition.
Facts. Man. And I couldn't take off the suit after that. He was like, nah, that's you now. So now you got 10 times as much as work. When I see you at the house, have your sword ready. I was like, what? He said, yeah, that suit requires that you know how to use a sword.
Look, look. Hold on. Let's go back. Well, we can. I'm pretty sure you got hella stories. I got some. I know you got loads, but I don't know how long we've been on here, man. But you know, the goal for those of you who are just coming in, the goal for us here is to be able to give people high-level science information so that you can continue to get clarity about your health, so that you know what you're doing and not just think that you know what you're doing, right? Morpheus, don't think that you know that you know. In the times that we're living in, you have to get beyond just alkaline. You have to understand what that means. You have to understand how to get those things in all areas of your life. And yes, I did just say that because my brother's here. You know, I'm being a little facetious. I can't help it. It's the Inky in me. But, you know, this is what we're doing here, fam. So for those of you who are here to learn, we are here to deliver.
We're going
in. You're never going to be confused. That's the goal, period. Whatever you choose to eat, however you choose to live, you're going to know how to optimize your lifestyle so that you can get the best quality of health and happiness. All right, so back to what we was talking about. Man, all right, so where were we? Do we want to define alkaline? Do we really want to do that in this episode? I think it's easy to do.
Need more space and time because this is the last few minutes. You know, unless you just want to say acid is something that steals electrons and alkaline is something that donates electrons. Like you could do something like that, but it probably won't make sense until
it probably won't make sense, and then they'll probably be charged. But that's what we're gonna put in the course, man, so people can really, you know, for those of you who are really interested, I know there's a method of distribution that I want to incorporate where I reward everybody who learns it by doing something crazy, like giving you 90% commission for sharing it with another person. Because yes, Inky.
Crazy.
That's because the information is what's most important.
Hold on. See, listen, let me tell y'all at home. We didn't talk about this before we went live.
We did it.
Hold on. How can you afford to give? That's crazy. How can you afford to give people 90% of the money? That's some old wild. Yeah.
Because Inky was.
That's why I love this guy. Just so y'all don't know at home. This is why I love him. Go ahead.
Look, let me tell you why. Because we know that once people get the information, then everybody who isn't talking what needs to be taught, they have to either learn and elevate their talk, like how Dr. Ali loves to learn from you and then continue to recycle what you do. They have to learn and level up. And when we're all right here, no one's over here, there, and there's no confusion. And when there's no confusion, brother, we get the greatest gift beyond money. We get the gift of giving people the clarity that they needed to change their lives. So we don't need it. We only gonna take a little bit. Give everybody the money for sharing, because by sharing it, they help all of us, right? I love my brother Victor too. You know, he just didn't know when he was talking to me who he was talking to. And that's okay.
Listen, man, let me let y'all know at home, man. This guy right here is he's earned his Jedi. That's not. Yeah. He's been in the trenches. He's been in the trenches with this, like he's authentic.
I'm gonna tell y'all.
And hold on, he stayed in the trenches. He stayed in the trenches. Like he didn't rush to the camera.
Nope.
Even when he had a few little things going on that was camera worthy, he could have got some viral, you know. He stayed in the grind. He stayed in the back. He was like, nah, not till it's perfect. Nah, not till it's perfect. Nah, I can't step out yet. Not till it's perfect.
That's crazy. You saw that, huh? You saw that. Why the heck? You know what it is for me? It's having teachers like you. It's having teachers like Blair. It's having teachers like Africa. It's knowing how much karmic responsibility
that shit
I have when I'm guiding someone. When I'm telling you something that you're gonna apply in your life, I'm connected to that. I'm not fucking around with people's lives. This is people's lives, man. They coming to me, stage 3 cancer. They're coming to me, yo, I got HIV and now I feel like I'm dying. Look, this is life.
Yo, you know what we got to talk about? Hold on. Here's some shit that we got to really talk about, bro. We got to talk about how healing these people of quote unquote incurable diseases changes your own life. Even if it's diabetes, whether it's herpes, whether it's cancer, whether it's HIV, like when you have the experience of helping somebody heal their self of something that the science said could not be done, that changes the way you look at yourself and the way you look at the information. It changes the way you look at the nigga you got the information from. It changes the way you look at the nigga he got his information from. It changes the dynamic of the way you see the universe and yourself in it. Like, that is the most transformational thing ever of all time, is healing someone else. Because healing yourself is a secret. Listen to this. Healing yourself is a secret. That shit is not like, you know, you can't really translate that because nobody knows whether you scamming, conning, or telling the truth. When you heal someone else of any fucking thing that can't be like, you sure you did this, like you sure this, your actions, it changes. It changes your life forever. It changes your life forever.
And the most, like, I don't know if you know this, Inky, but really what sparked my change was like my drive to do this shit and to make sure that I really know what the fuck it's not just knowing that I'm carrying the essence of all of these people that came before me. Bro, the reason why I'm even still doing this right now is because my sister died giving birth in the hospital, man. She died giving birth in the hospital, in the same hospital that Mama Pill almost died in. I can't even make this shit up. In the same hospital, she died of cardiac arrest because of the fluid in the pulmonary sac leaked. It got to her heart and her heart stopped. She was taking her moringa. She was eating her healthy food. But because she was in a domestically, emotionally, and sometimes physically abusive relationship, her body was too weak to have a natural birth. And that taught me, that made me begin to realize I needed to understand health at a much deeper level. That's when I was deep, you know, God complex, living biochemistry, deep, meditation. Like, people, look, this is people's lives, man. And the most delicious, I'm gonna use that Irish Latham Mama Tassili word, just delicious, the deliciousness that we have at our fingertips, Inky, is that we can teach people the shit that they do for free is the stuff that weighs the most.
Respectfully.
It don't cost
30 seconds. Hold on. 30 seconds, man. We got to just let 30 seconds. Mama Tassili, man, if y'all ain't had some
Yo, she was just calling me on the live. That's why I got it. That's why I had to exit the call. She was just calling me.
Let me tell you, when I saw her social media game step up, like, I don't know who's doing that for her, I was so happy, though, because before that, people didn't really know that the whole vegan thing in Atlanta, like, all that's what's going on there, that's all, like, I ain't gonna say fake. A lot of that, I'm just gonna say, is new. That is not a part of the vegan Atlanta community. The vegan Atlanta community is Tassili's and the Israelites. Okay, you got the Israelite restaurant right there. You know what I'm talking about?
Of course. Right there around.
And you got Tassili's.
Look.
That's it.
Look.
That's Atlanta. Look. Period.
Everything that's not those two things, and maybe you can extend it to Loving It Live and other places.
Yes.
But everything that's still doing the mock meats, I need you to understand that's the Bill Gates funded vegan movement. So if you are comfortable with eating the Bill Gates vegan movement food, then that's okay. You know, there's some
Bro,
people right
you know how
now.
many people was mad at me when I was explaining to them about apple cider vinegar and Bragg's and blah, blah, blah. And then guess what? Bill Gates bought Bragg's. So, so then I start getting all these messages where people was like, damn, bro, you know, we should have been listening to you because blah, blah, blah.
It's okay, man. It's okay. And I think, you know what's good? The more we can have these conversations and, you know, and we can learn to pour water over the fiery pettiness that we both have, the more people are going to get the message. And when we put this shit together, man, and we just start giving the people the information, we could give certain people who are teaching or people who want to teach all the information that they will ever need. That like that's why like I'm only here because you put in hours of time in those books to then be able to give it to me in a digestible form. And you were only there because Phil did that, because Dr. Ben did that, because Dr. Clark did that, because
Dr. Sebi did that.
Dr. Sebi, man. Dr. Sebi read books, y'all. Stop
Hey,
believing nonsense.
listen.
Dr. Sebi was
that I don't read book shit sounds good, but remember that Dr. Sebi was an electrician and all kinds of shit.
Man.
So.
Man. Listen, he was an electrical engineer that reversed his understanding of electronics in the human body. So he had everybody doing water therapy with intermittent fasting. But that's a whole other story.
Well, water therapy was probably the biggest secret of Honduras. You know, the Honduras camp where he did all the healing was literally, you could see the volcanoes right there. So the water was fulvically, you know, super fulvically charged.
Sulfur charged water.
Listen, I'll share this on here with y'all, with your people. Learning certain things about Honduras and what he was doing with the water down there is what encouraged me to make Mom Atomics. Ooh. Because in my mind, I was like, what if people could have that in a portable, like what if you could do that at your house?
You know my thoughts. We're two cancer brethren.
Yeah.
We're right there. We're right there.
Yeah.
But Dr. Sebi didn't just talk about, he did not. But family, we're gonna conclude this first episode, right? And I know we're probably gonna make it cross-platform. I want more of our screen to be available. We're gonna make it look a little different. But
can you do that?
For those of you who really want to continue, if you want a heads up, I have the free community. It costs nothing. I'm literally putting everything, all of the gems that I'm allowed to put inside this community, from books to movies to articles. Enki, we gotta go through it, man, because this is what you were doing with the Prism. Format.
I was just saying in my mind, for the people that know, think Prism.
So it was what you were doing with the Prism, but this adds gamification. Oh, you about to love this. We spoke a bit on the phone, but I only went into like this much of everything that's there. I'm like you. I just, it takes time, to unfold the notice. So man, I just want to say thank you to Enki, man. Thank you to everyone that's here. This is just the start.
I'm not doing any thanks. This is all your blueprint. Right now, I'm a wide receiver. I'm a running back. I'm a lineman. I'm tight end.
Man,
you quarterbacking.
You honored me, man. I'm honored. Y'all have no idea, man. That's like, y'all have no idea how much that means to me. That's I'm cheesing right now, but. Family,
I'm cheesing because this been like 20 years in the fucking making.
we with what me and Dr. Enki gonna be doing, and then the other Avengers in the fold. y'all, this year is going to be something absolutely friggin' amazing. Y'all are going to be able to get not just the information, but be able to get the clarity from getting real-time feedback from multiple geniuses. Wait till we start to get into pyramids. Enki, you gonna go ape shit, man. This is gonna be epic.
Oh,
in every sense of the
God.
word. So if
That's-
y'all really,
that's crazy.
Y'all
Yo,
just anywhere on my page, just comment 13 community and you get the link. Or you can just go to the link in my bio, join, it's free. Right now, it's the Holistic Genius Community, and soon it's going to be the Holistic Genius University once we get all our professors in line. So, y'all, thank you for being here. I love you. Remember to love yourself, man. Love yourself and continue to do what you can, only competing with the previous version of yourself to improve on the things that you did yesterday to be better today. That's it. Family, I love y'all. Peace out.